Hello everybody, my name is Waltogator and welcome to Donkey Kong Country. I was in the hankering for some Donkey Kong Country. It's one of my favourite games of all time, so I figured I'm going to play through it. As you can see, I have already beaten this game and got everything in it. I'm not going to do that for a Let's Play though, because that would... I mean, it wasn't difficult, but I can't remember where they are, and I'd have to look them up and stuff. So this is just going to be a chill breeze through Donkey Kong Country. Like I say, it's one of my favourite games. I absolutely love it. And after playing Super Mario Brothers, it had me hankering to play a platformer that I'm decent at. I mean, we'll see whether I can actually do it or not. There's so many secrets in this game. I'll go for some if I can remember them. But you know, we'll see how it goes, innit? This game's pretty revolutionary, really. Released around the same time, or at least before the PlayStation came out, and it was basically Nintendo saying like, hey, we can have 3D graphics on our system too. Now admittedly, they're all pre-rendered, so it's kind of cheating, but at the time there was like nothing looked like this fucking good, and it still looks great to this day, I would say. The like the animations and the environment and stuff still look pretty good, especially for a Super Nintendo game, you know, let's say. Apparently Shigeru Miyamoto wasn't a fan of this, but I don't know how true any of that actually is. You know, it's a lot of he said, she said type nonsense, isn't it? Really. I think the pre-rendered graphics, though, I think it was that he didn't want to go in that direction. That's why I think after this is when Yoshi's Island came out, which has has sprites, but they're all made to look like crayon drawings, and that game is beautiful as well. Probably does stand up better than Donkey Kong Country in some ways. But you know, I love this game. From a gameplay perspective, I just love it. It's just a simple platforming challenge. I like the other Donkey Kong Countries. I like 2 and 3. Are great, I think. But they're a little bit more... I don't know. There's a bit more going on in those games. Whereas this one's just kind of straightforward platforming. But then I do enjoy the, like, you get, like, levels have gimmicks and stuff, and they do kind of expand on them quite well. This was, it was developed by British studio Rare. And this was pretty much the beginning of their reign of terror, where they just made great game after great game after great game, up until, I would argue, well, Conker's Bad Fur Day probably, because after that they did Star Fox Adventures on the GameCube, and that game's not great, I would say. It's good. It's like for a Zelda, it's basically a Zelda clone, and it's like if you're going to play a Zelda game, you might as well play a Zelda game. You know, if you're going to be a game that's like Zelda, at least be really fucking good. But it was... I'd just say it was a bit average. And I think the thing that stings most about Star Fox Adventures is that it's a Star Fox game. But it's not a Star Fox game. And again, the last great Star Fox game we had was probably 64. Assault was alright, but no special. Again, like... where it did well in its on-rails section, but the classic Star Fox style, and some of the open like dogfight levels were really good. But the on-foot sections and the tank bits were fucking garbage. But it did give us Adventures gave us Crystal. That's the one good thing that that Adventures gave us. That's just because I'm always horny. Secret furry. My avatar's a little crocodile guy. Oh, we'll get that one, man. This game, I feel like it shares, or not necessarily this game. Crash Bandicoot, I feel like shares a lot in common with this game, where they're both just sort of like the first Crash Bandicoot again, where they're both kind of like straightforward platformers that get that have like a fair challenge ramp up throughout, and they both look great, and they both sound great. The soundtrack in this game is fucking stunning. I remember when I was younger, me and my uncle used to make mixtapes, Nintendo mixtapes, because he had his Super Nintendo was hooked up to his like stereo, and he had a fucking awesome stereo for like the 90s standard, and he had it all hooked up via SCART. So we used to like load levels up in games and like pause it or whatever and record the music and like get like a 2-minute loop or whatever, and then move on to the next tune. And there was a lot from Donkey Kong Country and Mystical Ninja starring Goemon, which is an amazing N64 game, and I wish it would get ported over in some way, shape or form so I could play it properly again. I could dig my N64 out, but I think my N64 is kind of on its last legs a little bit. Last time I loaded it up to play Mario 64, it just crashed on me, and it did it when I played Mario Kart once as well. I don't know whether it's just they're unrelated instances, maybe I knocked the console or something, but I think it's had its usage. It's just a shame because, like, you know, pretty much every other console you can kind of emulate quite nicely. Like if you see me playing a retro game, I'm playing it on my Raspberry Pi, my little single board computer I have that is just loaded with the games that I own, in some way, shape or form. Yeah, the N64 is just one that just doesn't seem to emulate very well. You can do it on PC if you've got like a beefy PC. Just because like PlayStation does beautifully, and this thing does fucking Dreamcast, so you know. Who fucking knows? I just beat the first boss. I just beat the first world. I didn't really talk about Donkey Kong Country all that much. You know, I'm just rambling. I'm just shooting the shit, you know. How you all doing? Are you doing good? Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're staying safe in these fucking shit times that we live in. Here's Winky the Frog. This is like the only game he appears in, I think. I could be wrong. He jumps really high, but he's really fiddly to control, like movement-wise, because he hops. Get all the bananas in it. Num 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 num. I don't like bananas, if I'm being honest. I used to love them when I was a kid though, but I think I had an incident with a banana where, like, I think I might have choked on it a little bit, and it put me off. That sounds rude, doesn't it? Here's the espresso stage. Just got to get as many of these little tokens as possible so you can get more extra guys. Which is, in this game, you kind of need them. So that guy, if I am reading that correctly, he basically makes out all the I don't know whether it's all the tokens or the amount of them that you've got so far. It multiplies them by 2. I've never fully understood, and I've never really looked up Don't see the point of Donkey Kong Country in it. I love this game though. I'll probably be saying that an awful lot during this. It's like I love everything about it. This was one of the rare instances. I seem to remember we rented this game when I was a kid. Maybe. Or maybe we didn't. But I just remember one day my dad came home and he was like, here you go. And he gave me Donkey Kong Country. And my dad was very unlike him, basically. Not that he wasn't stingy or anything, he just wasn't one to often come home with random gifts, you know. That was usually my mum would do that, if anything. But it's just like, here's Donkey Kong Country, and I think it hadn't long been out. I don't know how he got it. Whether he got it cheap, or I think his boss used to get games and stuff, so maybe he got it cheap or something. I don't fucking know. But either way, that was the rest of my life. Never beat it when I was a kid, though. It wasn't until I was I mean, most games I didn't actually beat until I was an adult. I can't really remember the first game I finished when I was a kid. Oops. There's a death. What would have been the first game I beat when I was a kid? Don't think it was Pokemon. I must have been, because N64 was out by then, and I'd done like Mario 64 and Banjo and stuff by that time. I mean, I'd beaten quite a few games by like cheating, like, you know, in Sonic, doing the level select, and Sonic 2, and although I don't think I ever beat Sonic 2 even with the cheats. Oh, that's how bad I was. I couldn't even beat it with cheats. I don't know. I really don't know. Couldn't tell you. I always miss that balloon. Ba, 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 ba. Oh! Sorry, DK. I got to remember there's a guy at the end who comes out of... He's like a bat out of hell. Ready to squish you with his minecart. Oh! He's here! Oh! Yay! Diddy. Bouncy Bonanza. Look at this guy. Also, when I was a kid, I always used to play as Diddy. I always used to prefer Diddy, but now I prefer Donkey because... Oh, fuck. I prefer to play as Donkey because he's got the extra power and he can smush the big guys, which Diddy can't do. But I don't ever bother changing. Except on... There's one level later on where you kind of need to be Donkey. Just because there's a load of the big guys when you're on a floaty platform. Ooh. Secret boys. Oh, I need one more banana. Banana. Got an R in it for some reason. There's Winky. Hey, frog boy. Ribbit, ribbit. Ba-da-da-da-ba. Ba-ba-da-ba-dum-bum. I'm singing the tune that's not even on anymore. Yeah, the DKC series is... It went dormant for such a long time, didn't it? Basically, we had the 3 on the Super Nintendo, and then we had DK64, so we hadn't disappeared. And then obviously with the Microsoft buyout of Rare, oops, we didn't have any for a while. There was the Donkey Konga, the bongo game, which is fucking great. I don't care what anybody says. Oops. Ooh, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Donkey Konga. And then there was the Jungle Beat game, which I have, but I've never actually played it. I might have to give that a whirl at some point, but I don't know if it will work on a Let's Play because you're banging a bongo drum. Hey, you want to see something neat? Right at the end of the level. Now, I said, like, when I played Super Mario Bros, I was like, oh, I'm not going to use warps or anything. Kind of different situation with DKC, and just kind of playing it. Because I feel like, with this game, like, the thing to really go for is all the secrets. And I've not been going for all the secrets, so it's like, if you skip a level or two every now and then what's the harm, eh? What's the fucking harm? Fuck you, blue guy! Oh, eyes on stalks. That one? Yeah, boy! Green balloon. 2 lives instead of 1. Whee! Diddy's favourite tyre. And then it's magically disappeared. Diddy's a magician. No N. I love that video. I mean, I don't love... I mean... it's from... Wheel of Fortune. It's like a junior edition of Wheel of Fortune. It's very much like the South Park episode. Where they say the naughty word, but a kid says it. He says I-G-G-E-R. And then he's like, N. Because he's a racist piece of shit. And the host just goes, and he goes, no N. Excuse me, Necky. Get fucked. I always hated, like, the fold under his head. You know he's dead wrinkly. Or got, like, dead stretchy skin. It's gonna bounce. Just gonna bounce, innit? Oh, I needed that coffee. And now we're off to Vine Valley. So I feel like this is a good place to leave it. So thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed, feel free to do all that YouTube stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. And I hope you have yourselves a very good day. And I shall see you later, Waltogator.